And now I pass it over to Ellen.
So we talked about the how-to, but the question is the who is. And my question first is how many parents in the room? About half? Rest of you are educators? Well, I was just going to say that. How many are both? Good. Two boths. Me both. My name is Ellen Steinberg, and I'm the president of the Rocky Mountain branch of the International Dyslexia Association. We've been involved in legislative efforts in our state. We passed a bill that was basically a waste of a lot of time because it didn't really do anything. And my frustration is that we still don't know what dyslexia is. We still don't know how to address reading appropriately, and we still struggle as a state. So really the answer sits in this room. Because Cynthia brought up grassroots, we are the grassroots. And what my thrill was for the last 6 months of being on Mr. Toad's or Miss Cynthia's wild ride was to realize, is that good? Miss Cynthia's wild ride. This document is a tremendous effort on the part of experts that none of us singularly could have accomplished this result, and none of us singularly in our states can accomplish what needs to be accomplished. What's going to need to happen is we're going to have to pull together with people from our states, with people from other organizations, with parents who really feel at a total loss for what to do for their child. And personally, I don't know, do a lot of you take calls from parents with kids with struggling readers? And do you have the same phone call over and over and over again? Because I do. And it's the same phone call I made 10 years ago. So the idea here is that we really do solve the problem. And how we do it is the synergy. And hello?
The arrow forward.
Which way? Okay. And so we really know that this is the time. And I think the real key is a lot of us feel like islands. We feel like islands in our states. We feel like islands in our cities. We feel like islands in our school district. So the goal of this opportunity is to draw together with other people who feel like islands to produce the kind of result we need to produce. And the document is spectacular. And one of the features that I like the best is it positions states to have the opportunity to get federal funding. But it's from early identification all the way up through what the colleges can do. And it doesn't blame, it really puts into place the opportunities that need to be taken advantage of to meet the needs of all kids. And as I look around this room, what's reflected is me. And what I'm missing in my work is kids whose parents aren't in this room. The kids that Elsa was talking about, the kids that are on the Indian reservations, the kids that are in low-performing schools. And we all want to make it work for them. And I think that this is a solution that we can move forward that will really make a difference. So what we have is a well-defined vision of all children reading. That means our children who haven't gotten good reading instruction that are failing. That means our children in classrooms where maybe the teacher hasn't been well informed, but that also means our dyslexic kiddos. And some of us are in this room because our kids are dyslexic. Some of us are in this room because we want to be better teachers. Some of us are in this room because they're just as tired as I am of beating against a wall that we can only pull down if we work together. So that's why we've got the information. John was talking about how do I do this? Really, there's a timeline in the book. There's all the tools you could ever possibly want. And another thing that came out of our Chicago 12 group, and I think this was another Johnism, is they don't know what they don't know. So we're going to tell them. And we're going to tell them in a very powerful, singular voice, because there is a singular voice about how to teach reading, about how to meet the needs of every single one of those kids. And we need to be the ones to put that effort forward. And I think that we've done a great job so far in pulling together information. And, the wild ride's not going to end. And all of you will be on with us together because we're going to change the states that are stuck. And that's just what it is, and we're going to do it because we're going to tell them what they need to know. And these are some of my kids that did a presentation called Dyslexia 101. And so I I decided that we always have to have the kids forward. I'm gone.
Go back.
We have to always put the kids out in front, because the reality is they're dealing with it every day. And it was so interesting because they talk about a characteristic of dyslexia, like mispronouncing or, getting the syllables out of order. And then they would do the exact model of what they were saying. So bring your kids on board, because they're unbelievable ambassadors. Bring your families, bring your parents, bring all the groups that you know together, whether it's a PTA or a minority organization. There's so many people out there. We're all on the same path. What we need to do is teach Superman how to read. So that's what our job is. So I welcome you to the party, and welcome on the Wild Ride.
Education, as we know it, is in deep trouble, and the results can be seen all around us. For example, in 2011, we'll spend $310 billion putting people in jail and keeping them there. And the thing is, over 70% of them are functionally illiterate. And at the heart of the matter lies one insidious factor. Up to 40% of our children are reaching the 3rd grade unable to read. And